Hi, this is Abhishek Raval from the Indian Express Group. Today we have Mr. Goutam Datta, the Chief Information and Technology Officer of Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance. In conglomerates, the concept of customer one view is really catching in now, wherein companies, group companies actually bring their customer data together, and they bring context out of it. So, what's your view on this?
I think there were time when within a company, every customer touch point needed to have a customer one view journey intact so that the experience for the customer does not break. Mostly, most of us have achieved it when we kind of, to our customer, we kind of give that kind of unbroken experience through our digital and physical medias. However, the concept now coming in, which many of big groups has picked up nicely, is through the various business that they represent. Wherever the customer is traversing through, it may be a loan account, and then subsequently it may be a microfinance account, it may be then insurance account, it may be then some other services account. And as the customer's journeys across these companies are moving, eventually the customer has given the benefit of having oneness within the conglomerate, having one view of their complete consumption, okay, and the benefits because of their interaction with various businesses. There are huge benefit from both sides for the businesses as well as for the customer, more so for the customer because mostly we are not very financially savvy, financially disciplined. In that case, having all our financial engagement coming as one view by a one group of company helps us as a customer. At the same time, having that one view helps the business to take care of the risks, take care of or talk about the benefits at a very contextual manner. It is an in thing. Some of us have been doing it and probably doing it far better than the industry. I can probably talk about that as of now.
Okay. Sir, as far as customer one view is concerned among various group companies, one challenge which the conglomerates face is on the regulatory side. Can you discuss some of those challenges?
Yeah. Hypothetically, a conglomerate would have, maybe a bank which is regulated by a regulator, maybe an insurance companies which is life and general and health, again regulated by another regulator, and maybe some other like AMC and other group companies that are regulated differently. So yes, while there is a possibility of understanding a customer's journey across all of these group companies, there is a very clearly defined Chinese wall across these group companies. So regulatory boundaries very clearly defines what kind of data can traverse from A company to B company. Okay, and whoever is trying to practice this has to master that piece. Okay, and beyond that, how do you actually provide uniqueness to the customer is a key for success. One disclaimer though is if the customer wants you to prepare the one view for certain benefit of his and he gives you consent, then it becomes far more easy to manage.
So one very important aspect in creating a customer one view across group companies is uh, the executive buy-in, because it's very important that the top management at the conglomerate level actually signs in into this concept, and then it trickles down across the group companies, across various functions, across similar functions of different group companies. So can you discuss the massiveness and the whole challenging aspect, and your advice?
I see it as a not as a challenge but as an opportunity, and most of the senior management, most of the promoters, whoever is actually running that company, would love to see how various business ventures of his or theirs treating a customer across. Would love to see. So I personally don't believe that there will be a challenge to convince them. To my mind, they would only drive to make that happen, because there is a huge value in assessing one customer from a various angle, and then preparing some kind of offer for him, some kind of solution from him, some kind of benefits for him from that various angle point of view. It could be asset, it could be liability, it could be other services. So from that point of view, I think the discussion is top down, not bottom up, in terms of you prepare a business plan and then you place it to them. I think it is most cases it is top down.
So can you also discuss some initiatives taken by Bajaj Allianz Life in terms of some recent initiatives where digital technology was involved, various stakeholders were involved? How does it improve customer experience and the customer journeys?
Nice. There are tremendous amount of new projects happening in Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance. We internally call it Bajaj Allianz or BALIC Tech 2.0. Okay, we call it BALIC. Clearly, customer is in center for most of our digital projects. Today, to take a life insurance service, a customer need to either travel to a branch or probably reach out to a customer care center. For BALIC also, earlier years, that was the only traditional way one can disperse the customer support service. We implemented and piloted a tool named iServe, which is a tab-based video conferencing tool to disperse all our customer service as if the person is actually talking to a branch operation manager. So earlier when we piloted it, we put the tab in the branch as a kiosk, and whoever is in branch and waiting for the customer operation manager to be free so that he or she can talk to, are requested to reach out to the kiosk, and kiosk would help them. There is a central pool of people who is working from a central location to support that customer. This kiosk was available in 4 or 5 languages, so that the language barriers are also taken care. We have now improved it in a way to schedule these calls. We have added new languages to it, and we have a plan to take it to our mobile app, so that one need not to even come to a branch to take this benefit. A BALIC reaches to his home or her home for any services requirement. And in the services requirement, if he needs to upload a document, the system actually sends him an SMS with a bit.ly to capture the document and upload then and there. And the person at the central side would actually verify the document and disburse the services that he requires. We are also putting it onto our portal, so that whoever does not have an app and probably uses portal, and portal by the way is the most used asset, it extends the similar quality of service to my customer. Again, BALIC reaches to his or her home or maybe office, wherever he wants to reach out to her. Barring that, there is a app, insurance tablet app, we call it Instab. We just launched Instab 2.0. Now the beauty of Instab 2.0 is life insurance requires lots of KYC document, insurance income document and other documents. For KYC document, as you are uploading a PAN card or Aadhaar card or a passport or a driving license or any other KYC document, the system would actually identify whether it's a correct document or not, taking care any further delay after the business has been booked. Okay. That's a huge customer service, because life insurance traditionally has got 2 phases. One is booking, other is issuance. Booking versus issuance is obviously there is a bit of underwriting, but there is a large amount of document exchange happens between customer, sales manager and the underwriter. Now this system, because it uploads the document and validates then and there, will take care of that. Not only will it take care, it will also read the document, parse the document and pre-populate the form. So the whole journey of form filling also becoming easy. Not only to do that, it will also geo-tag it. So it would understand from where it is getting booked, which would mean next time when my sales manager or my insurance consultant is actually going through that path, and if there is something pending for that customer, we can give him a digital nudge. Yeah. Like that, there are tremendous number of other solutions that are coming in that has already gone in. We also intend to launch a OTC functionality through this OCR capability, so that once we understood the document is properly uploaded, can we give him over the counter policy, which will in fact reduce the whole turnaround time, which currently runs in days, into a couple of minutes. Like that, there are tremendous number of programs that we have launched. One upcoming and probably will be launched this month is our LMS tool. We would have an LMS which is absolutely modern, so much so that one can actually categorize, mature, allocate a lead on a runtime basis, and probably initiate calls then and there with that lead process. So currently, in a traditional method, leads are uploaded, leads are manually matured, and then subsequently their call or feet on street is allocated to that lead. We would probably shorten that whole distance to a whole journey to a very, very small and crisp one, to make sure that the productivity of our field staff goes up. This much I can share right now. There are many others which are in WIP as of now, and we would keep talking to all of you, give these good news.
Okay. So just one last question on, since you have joined Bajaj Allianz Life, I think more than a year now?
That's kind of 13 months, yeah.
Yes. So what have been some of the benefits that you have seen, after a wave of digital initiatives have been launched at Bajaj Allianz Life? So if you can share some numbers or some of the benefits in terms of increase in turnaround times in various processes, or increase in the overall customer acquisition, because India is a highly underinsured country. So getting and it is said that life insurance has still to be sold to the customer. So any benefits out of the digital that you can share?
See, Bajaj Allianz Life is a life insurance company. However, we see ourselves as a life goal company. So we always try to understand what's your goal, and accordingly we try to give you a solution. In the whole process, we use the tools that we just talked about. To give you some numbers, we have a small vertical called PSF, proprietary sales, and it does 100% of his business through Instab. Our agency force is not a small force; it's formidable force. That does around 93% of their business through Instab. Our banker uses Instab and integration through services and APIs broadly. All of these actually provides them instantaneous issuance capability. If issuance is not possible because of underwriting and other reasons, at least booking can happen in front of customer. Needless to say, there is a module called PIVC, pre-issuance video conferencing and video confirmation, which is primarily when you are booking the policy, while you are interacting with the customer, the Instab actually opens up a tab where it reads out in 6 vernacular language what product, what payment terms, what benefits that the person is buying. It also waits for the person to read out the whole details, and that gets captured and saved in cloud for both of us, customer as well as BALIC, to use any future time. Now this might take 40, 50 more seconds in the whole selling process, but establishes trust in the whole process. And we have seen so many examples of it. So these are areas where we are seeing digital implementation is creating transformation the way traditional business were happening earlier.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Insight.